Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial video for GoTechUp4School. Today we are going to do a tutorial on level 3. So as you can see here, level 3 is a bit special because today we are going to learn on how to move your robot or turn your robot to the right. Okay, we're going to do very basic uh, movement adjustment for your robot. Alright, so as you can see, so for this level, I like it to, so for that with the beginner way first, all right? So I like to see this level as a three-parter. Okay, first you can see there's a straight that we need to go, and then the second parter, which is the direction that we need to turn, and then the third parter is that we go straight back again. So there's 3 steps. For beginners, there's 3 steps. So let's do step one. Step one is that we need to move the robot forward. So let's do a very simple code to move the robot forward. Okay, now we just want to move the robot slightly in front before we reach the apex or the entry of the corner. So what we do is we do a very simple code to move it to the front. Okay, so let's see if we can move it to the front. All right. Okay, let's do a bit of adjustment. Let's move it to at least the near the entry of the corner. So we can do a 1.3. Okay, that is enough. Okay, that is just nice. So as you can see here now, let's move on to step 2. Step 2 is where we need to change the direction. We need to turn the robot slightly to the right, to the direction that we want to. So how do we do that? So this is the very fun thing about coding. Okay, so what you can do in order to move the robot slightly to the right is we can manipulate it by changing the directions of the DC motor. So basically, as you can see here, it's pretty much the same as the above, where we need to move the robot forward. But what makes it different is these two, the CW for M1, sorry, the direction for M1 and M2. Now, I want you to imagine your robot as if like a wheelchair, all right? So, or a tank, okay? How do we change the direction of the robot? So what we can do is we need to change direction on where the DC motor spins. So right now we need the robot to move slightly to the right. So what I want you to imagine as if how will the robot spin to the right? So the answer here is that the left tire, which is M2, left DC motor, which is M2, moves forward, which is CW, but M1, the right DC motor, has to move backwards slightly. Okay. Now, if you cannot imagine, I just want if you now I just want you to now I just want you to imagine as if you're in a wheelchair. Okay. So since we need to move to the right, okay, what we can do is M1 we leave it. We want it to spin backward, and M2 we leave it forward. All right. So from here, let's test it out. Okay. Remember, when you want to do an experiment of these, remember to always put brake after a movement, because when you don't put brakes, it will keep spinning or it will keep moving, and it'll be very hard for you to know when to stop. Okay. So we put it now. Let's test it again. Okay. Moving forward, brake. As you can see here, the robot turns to the right. All right. So that's what we want it to do. But now comes the second issue. This is why we need to put brakes, because if we don't put brakes, the robot will keep turning right. Now, as you can see here, the robot moves a bit too much to the right, as it's not pointing towards the it's not pointing towards the energy point here. So what can we do? What we can do here, there are two choices. Either one, we lessen the speed, okay, so that it turns slower, or we can lessen the wait time so that it turns shorter. Okay, so for the sake of for this level, I will change the wait time. So instead of 1 second, let's change it to 0.5 seconds, half a second. Okay, let's see, will it work? All right. So as you can see here, the robot is still slightly not centered to the energy point, but it should be okay. It should be okay. All right. So what we can do now is we will move it forward. So now comes to step number 3. We move forward. Okay. Again, as per usual, we add the necessary blocks to make it move forward, and remember to put brakes as well. Okay, let's see if everything works out. Okay, so now it moves forward, it brakes, it turns, and it moves forward again. All right, as you can see now, it's very, very close to the edge. We don't want it to touch to the edge, okay, but it's very, very close, very, very close. Okay, now we need to make the robot turn right again. Okay, so again, do make the robot turn right as per what I thought just now above. So remember, wheelchair. So M1 is reversing, but M2 is moving forward. Okay? Remember that. Now we put wait again, and let's set it to 0.5 seconds as a start, and then we'll put brake. All right? Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, it moves forward, it brakes, turns right, move forward, and brakes, and turns right. Okay, so it's not turning right enough, so let's add more. Let's add more until it gets to the direction that we want. Okay, we have to keep adjusting. That's the world of programming. A lot of trial and error and adjusting is needed. Okay, so let's change it to the. All right, so now it is slightly there, but we need more. So let's change it a bit more. Okay, let's see if we can get it. All right, it will be collecting points and to the final stretch. Okay, perfect. Now, as you can see, the robot is slightly lined up to collect all the points while heading to the portal. So this comes to the last step, which is making it move straight again. So as per usual, we now will tell the robot to move forward in a straight line. Okay, and then we will brake as well. Okay, for this, let's set it to 3 seconds and let's play. Let's see the results. So step 1, move forward, brake. Step 2, turn, and then move forward again. Then step 3, turn again. And to the fourth part, move straight to collect all the points. And then we will end the game. So that is how you solve level 3 of GoTechUp4School. Remember, the objective, the lesson that we learn in this level is that one, we learn on how to turn your robot to another direction. All right. Remember, it's like a tank or like a wheelchair. Okay. I will see you on level 4.